Hi everyone, and welcome to OCD Victory. My name is Matt, and in today's video I want to talk about pure OCD. Now, pure OCD is often referred to as pure O or purely obsessional OCD, and whatever you want to call it is fine. It's virtually all the same thing. But in this video I want to talk about what it is and also address a few myths that people believe about it. So when we're talking about pure OCD, it's really just a subcategory under the umbrella of OCD, right? It's virtually just a type of OCD. And when we talk about it, what we're often referring to are the more taboo obsessions. These are the obsessions that often get thrown as the quote pure O OCD. And some of those obsessions might include the harmful obsessions or the sexual obsessions. And it was often thought for a long time that people that were experiencing these type of obsessive thoughts were only experiencing obsessions and there were no compulsions. So it was often thought that this was a very difficult condition to treat. Now, since that time, we, kind of the OCD community has learned that with pure OCD, it's virtually the exact same thing as OCD, and there are almost always compulsive behaviors that people are performing. The problem is that they're often just much more subtle, and they can be performed in the person's mind, so which are called mental compulsions, which are very difficult to spot. So it's important that when we're talking about how we overcome pure OCD, it's actually the same exact process as how you overcome any other type of OCD, and whether it be contamination OCD, hit and run OCD, scrupulosity, or pure O. So to recap really quick, the OCD cycle goes like this. The person experiences an obsessive thought and they have an anxiety spike or a trigger, or and they get this alarm going off in their mind. And then they perform a compulsive behavior to relieve that anxiety, and then the cycle just repeats and repeats. So when we're talking about pure OCD, what's important is to really identify the compulsive behaviors that are accompanied with the different obsessive thoughts. So oftentimes, like I said, the compulsions can be very, very subtle. So it could be something as simple as praying silently to yourself, or counting, or ruminating is a really, really big compulsion. And what I mean by ruminating is basically the person will start to get in almost an argument in their head. They'll start to justify or try to figure out something in their mind. An example might be is if someone was experiencing gay OCD or sexual orientation OCD, they might experience a thought and then they might sit there and argue, well, am I gay? Am I not gay? Did that really happen? What happened in my past? And they'll start running through all these different events in their mind to try to figure out whether or not they're gay or not. So, and this can go on with any other type of obsessive thought as well. So when we're talking about pure OCD, it's really important to recognize that it's treated the exact same way as any other type of OCD, and it's really just a form of OCD. There's nothing really different about it, which is good news in the sense that it's not this condition that can't be treated, because it can. And like I said, it's something that I struggled with, different forms of pure OCD as well as regular other forms of OCD, and I've successfully removed OCD from my life for many years now, and I've kept it out of my life. So the point I really want to drive home today is that when we're talking about pure OCD, we're really just talking about OCD. There's nothing different about it. It's treated the exact same way, and the major form of treatment that most people use to treat OCD is exposure and response prevention. And I'll go into this in my exposure and response prevention video in much detail. And so, but to quickly cover it, it's the idea of exposing yourself to your fear or your obsessive thoughts, and then preventing yourself from engaging in unhealthy compulsive behaviors. And so really at the core of it, the treatment for OCD looks like this. It's just allowing yourself to experience whatever it is you're afraid of, and then removing the unhealthy compulsive behaviors that are actually perpetuating the OCD and perpetuating the fear, and then replacing them with healthy behaviors such as mindfulness or just the acceptance of uncertainty. And the more you do that, the more you're going to allow yourself to habituate to that fear and eventually run OCD out of your life. So that concludes this video on Pure OCD. For more information, click the link below and you'll be taken to my blog where you can read more about the different types of Pure OCD, and I go into a little more detail on the treatment of Pure OCD as well and how to overcome it. Feel free to check out my website at www.ocdvictory.com. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter for just weekly posts, and I also do a weekly Q&A session. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.